Okay, this is the video for homework 5, question 12. And they're asking us to find the derivative of a function, and the function that they give us is f of x equals x cubed minus 5 over x squared plus 5. So I've kind of got this function going on up here, this function going on down here. Both of them have x's. They're being divided by each other. That means we need to use the quotient rule. The way that I remember the quotient rule, well, first let's actually write it out in its appropriate terms. So the quotient rule is you are going to take the function on the bottom and multiply it by the derivative of the function on top. And then you're going to subtract from that the function on top times the derivative of the function on the bottom. Okay? And you're going to divide that all by whatever was on the bottom squared. Okay? The way that I remember that is low d high minus high d low over low low. I can spell. Okay, so low d high minus high d low over low low. And that gives you the bottom times the derivative of the top minus the top times the derivative of the bottom over the bottom squared. Okay, so we've got two different ways to remember that. It's the same thing, just one, I don't know. I like the sound of the bottom one better. However it works best for you to remember it. Doesn't matter. What matters is that we can solve this question. So we need the function from the bottom. So in this case, well, we need f prime of x, the derivative. So we need the bottom, which is x squared plus 5, times the derivative of the top. Okay, so what's on top? X cubed minus 5. We use the power rule. That's going to give us 3x squared. The constant rule here is going to make that go away altogether. So we have x squared plus 5 for the bottom and 3x squared for the derivative of the top. Now we need to subtract the top. So that's going to be x cubed minus 5 times the derivative of the bottom. Same thing, we use the power rule. Bring down the 2, that's going to give us 2x, and the 5 is going to just kind of disappear into nothingness because the derivative of a constant is 0. And then we put all of this over the bottom squared, which is x squared plus 5 squared. That answer is absolutely perfect for WebAssign. You don't have to expand it or simplify it in any way. You can absolutely just plug that into WebAssign. If you feel like playing around with the algebra, you're more than welcome to, but this answer is acceptable. They're not asking for any sort of simplification. If you do wind up simplifying it, just because you feel like doing more algebra, what you should end up with is x to the 4th plus 15x squared plus 10x, and that's all over x squared plus 5 squared. So this answer, absolutely suitable. You can stop at that point. I mean, it shows that you know that you're doing the bottom times the derivative of the top minus the top times the derivative of the bottom, and dividing all of that by the bottom squared. So low d high minus high d low over low low. And that is question number 12.